I think we're live. Are we live?
We're all dead on the inside.
Yeah, we're live.
Yay.
Alrighty, so. And all I see are demons. I try to hide.
Copyright struck.
Oh, bugger. Well, it's like, this is the thing, in these live streams now, you can't even swear, by the way.
Wait, we can't swear this time? I have to keep I have to be not dirty?
You have to be not dirty, and the reason why I found out is the actual algorithm listens for certain four-letter words.
Oh,
I'm just
man.
like, really?
You're asking
That's a
me to
bunch
do
of funky
something
bull
that I
shrimp.
couldn't do.
Let's say we can't be a bunch of binge-eating barstool bulldogs. But you know what we can do?
You son of a biscuit-eating bulldog.
You know what we can do is we can look at all of these Marvel films right here. Every single one of them.
Well, pickle you kumquat.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. And score them from best to worst.
I can't wait.
So how are we going to do this?
Well, I guess we start with the first one. Or however phase 1 starts.
Yeah. Which would be Captain America, the first Avenger. That's what I got first. Because I did phase 1 in canon order for whatever reason I made this. Don't know why I did that. Yeah. So yep. See, it's canon order. Okay, so we got Captain America, the first Avenger. Oh, I should probably carry on before saying this. Joining me once again, I've got myself. You should know me because you've probably watched the last one of these we did. We have.
It says chat is disabled for this live stream.
Why is chat disabled? Hang on. I did not disable the shitty chat.
YouTube, I've come to bargain.
YouTube, I have come to bargain though. Seriously, what's going on? Stream options.
Restore chat. I don't know what's going on.
Restore chat.
Is it back?
Try reloading it now. Chat is disabled for this live stream. Why is it disabled? Why? I did not disable my own chat. Hang on.
Why you like this? Mostly
Ruin the whole
spoiler.
thing. Hang on.
Wait, go back. Enable live chat.
Yes. Save changes. Okay. And
There we go.
there we go. Chat is now working. Okay. We're so sorry about that. I did not expect the chat to be completely buggered. But yes, joining me, you have myself. We have somewhere in the background over there. If you want to make a really loud, obnoxious noise right about now, that will be the camera lady. As usual. And then you've also got Devon, who was with the fast food tier list. Voice actor extraordinaire. In the description, you can find a link to his fiance's Etsy store. Go buy something.
Hi.
All right.
Buy things that my fiance draws. She's good. Me on my voice acting, on the other hand, I can't validate that. You use your own ears for that.
Grief. Also joining us through Discord is Nicole, who needs to go find a friggin' microphone. So we're just gonna wait for her to find a microphone. But that said, well, I guess we might as well start. So,
Yeah.
Captain America, the first Avenger. From F to S, where would you place Captain America, the first Avenger?
So, I would say it's like a solid C. It's a good film, and it does set up, like, Captain America's origin pretty well.
Yes.
But it's just like...
And it does set up Bucky and everything that kind of happens post that, actually.
Yeah. And it also sets up the scene in Infinity War with the Red Skull, too.
Yeah.
That was actually a big payoff. You know what? Solid B. I'd say solid B for sure. Just because of everything it sets up.
I must admit, I went into that film expecting it to be America. F yeah. And what I got instead was a pleasant surprise in something that was actually thoughtful, was well made, and well written and well acted by Chris Evans, who I must admit, going into that film, I didn't have a huge amount of expectations for, because he kind of was known for the Johnny Blaze portrayal in that initial Fantastic Four duology.
Which one came out first? Did this come out before Scott Pilgrim vs. the World or after?
After.
Yeah, because he was also in that too. He was the second Evil X.
Yes, he was the skateboarding one, right?
Yeah, the movie star skateboarding one, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy giving this film a solid B, actually.
I'd say B. What do you say, Liz?
Captain America.
I think it's a B. It's hard because like there's not that many bad Marvel movies.
Well, there's definitely bad ones, but
Like there are bad ones, but it's hard to judge them.
I don't know.
Solid B. I mean, just because it subverted expectations, it really was quite good, and it definitely introduced Chris Evans into that role.
So B for sure.
Okay, so that gets us to layer 3, which is going to be Iron Man 1.
Oh gosh.
So, in hindsight, really good film.
It's a good film, but it doesn't set up anything aside from I am Iron Man.
Well, I mean, the teaser scene at the end is quite cool. It was the initial film with the post-credit scene. We cannot, forget the post-credit scene.
Yeah. It's just
no one's said for.
Go ahead. It just, to me, it feels like it doesn't do enough. It introduces the world to Iron Man. It kicked off the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I respect it for that. But like the villain is what, like Obadiah Stone, right?
It's Ironmonger, yeah.
Yeah, wildly forgettable. He could have solved the whole problem with like a tank missile, like
yeah.
Boom. It's just
the soundtrack's really friggin' dope though. Plus, at least we forget War Machine was recast.
Yeah, that too. They had to recast War Machine. Rhodey was changed from.
Oh.
God, who was the original Rhodey? So
I've forgotten the guy's name. I know obviously Don Cheadle is the secondary Rhodey.
Yeah. But I would, if I had to give it a place, I don't know.
Terrence Howard, that was it.
Terrence Howard, that's right.
He was best known for actor and singer, was in Dead Presidents and Mr. Holland's Opus. He's an Empire now. Ouch.
Oh, okay.
I thought he was in something. Yeah.
That's a downgrade.
I don't know.
I would have to say
That much of a downgrade, but
yeah. I would have to say a C for sure. It's not a bad film. I feel like there's more it could have done to set up either future Iron Man films or future Avengers films. So
well, I mean, it kind of did, but it was at the very end. And I will give them one thing: barring Terrence Howard, the cast remained the same all the way through Endgame.
True.
Like
yeah, the one thing I do have to say though is I feel like Iron Man hasn't aged as well as some of the other older ones.
yes.
Granted, it was the very first one, but there's a lot of things about it that I feel just haven't aged well.
Some of the CGI looks a bit questionable now too, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the story, like it's kind of, I don't know, like why did he even go to these other countries in the new suit? Like I don't even remember why he did those things.
It was trying to basically undo a lot of the fuck ups the US had done, and I swore, god damn it!
Good job. It's okay. Everyone gets one.
Swear jar.
God.
The YouTube swear jar.
The lizard is headbanging. He's upsetting.
So Devin says C. We're gonna leave it there for me.
I feel like that's fair.
I think C is fair. Yeah. Okay. That brings us on to, I guess, a real controversial one, and that's going to be the Ed Norton Hulk film. I've seen this one multiple times. I've seen it maybe about 6 years though.
I saw it in theaters when it came out.
So I don't have that much of an opinion on this one.
It's not as
Neither
bad
do
as people make it out to be, but it's definitely DE territory, probably E.
Yeah,
I would say.
I just honestly my big experience that I have with it is just people not believing that was the Hulk movie for like the MCU.
Yes.
Because at the end, Iron Man's
worked
there.
at my old job, which was a DVD store, people would fight me and like, no, I need the one with
Mark Ruffalo.
yeah, with Mark Ruffalo as Hulk, and I'm like, there isn't a Hulk movie.
Also,
it's just Hulk with Mark Ruffalo.
I also want to put it in the E territory as well, just because Liv Tyler's lip job is awful in that film. Like it's actually awful.
That, and I don't think Ed Norton makes a good Bruce Banner. Because Bruce Banner's always been this like meek, dorky looking guy. So I would have to definitely give it to put it in the D for sure.
I mean, it came out in 2008. What year did Iron Man come out?
2008.
So it was literally the same year as Iron Man. So they had this universe already planned out.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, yeah, it's like the end credit scene is It is Robert Downey Jr. catching it with Thunderbolt Ross saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
don't be a bitch, bitch."
So for me, I say DE is right because it's a really forgettable film. I barely remember it, to be honest. It's just.
I mean, I put it in the E tier just because like I can't think of anywhere else to put it. It's not unwatchable, and there is a teaser for Thor in it. You know what I mean? So you can't really hate it.
Yeah.
So it's a real subtle teaser, by the way. If you the scene where he's screaming at the lightning in the cave.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch it, and if you pause at the right second of the lightning bolt, you can actually see a figure coming down to Earth in a lightning bolt.
See, I don't even remember that scene. It's been so long since I've seen it.
It's like blink and you'll miss it moment, but it's a really cool little addition. Obviously, at that point, they were just sort of teasing an MCU. Maybe this will happen. I think they were originally planning to end at the Avengers and call it a day there. They weren't expecting all of this.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know.
I say E sounds about right. It's just a forgettable film. We need a better solo Hulk film.
Will we ever get one? I doubt it.
Me too. Because to be honest, I always thought Hulk worked better when he was with other superheroes, like Hulk and the Agents of Smash. Planet Hulk has other.
He works alone in a comic, but in a comic you can have 6 to 7 pages of monologuing, and it's fine because it can flash back, you can this that, and the other. In a film that doesn't exactly work, brooding lasts for a few seconds before something breaks the equilibrium. That's the nature of films, the nature of this format.
Right. So.
And I guess that brings us squarely then, speaking of brooding, to the sitcom Thor.
Oh, Jesus.
Thor 1. Now, I don't hate this film, but it's not good.
Okay, so I didn't catch this film in theaters. I caught it literally the day I was going to go watch Avengers so I could catch up on Thor. So, back then when there was only 4 films you had to watch Avengers, it was a lot easier.
The last time I watched this was genuinely when the first Avengers film came out in 2012.
Mm-hmm. But I caught it on DVD, and I found it really boring. I think the first Thor movie is boring.
It's definitely sitcom tier. It's 100% sitcom tier after a while. I mean, it's not awful, but it's not good.
Yeah, it's got some funny scenes. I think it deserves better than that. I would say D because it's got some funny scenes, and it I just really I enjoyed it.
It has got the hot one from Two Broke Girls in it.
Yeah, and honestly,
I'm married. She's got giant tartars. I love me some giant tartars. Clip that, Twitch. It's not on Twitch. On YouTube. Clip that, YouTube.
But honestly, I like it more than Hulk. I'm not sure if I would watch it more than Iron Man though. So I would say solid D for me.
What do you think, Liz?
I'll be honest. I don't even remember if I watched like all of it.
We watched it.
I don't really remember any of it. So
the Destroyer at the end was kind of cool, but that's I'm gonna say DE. Is that cool, everyone? DE.
Yeah.
I just the only thing that film gave us was the another meme. So I mean, I like this.
It's not unwatchable, but it's not good. Speaking of borderline unwatchable, though, Iron Man 2.
Oh God, no.
Okay, to be fair, it's not awful, but it's not good.
It's really not. The villain is just like.
Give that a D or an E.
Mickey Rourke kind of sucks. Let's be real.
Yeah, it was not that great.
It
was very forgettable too.
It introduces Black Widow.
Yes,
and that's
cool.
all it does. And Happy, I guess. Is Happy in the first one?
Happy's in the first one, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it really introduces Black Widow, and that's really all Iron Man 2 does, and our recast character.
Yes, Don Cheadle.
Yeah, Don Cheadle, which he's a fantastic war machine. I would say probably E. It's just the few good things it does. It also does the teaser hint apparently for Spider-Man, that little kid who's wearing the Iron Man helmet.
Yeah.
Who is apparently Peter Parker at the seminar. I'm just like, okay, why is he in LA when he's a kid from Queens? I don't get it, but
I haven't heard that one. I mean, there's the more obvious Captain America shield teaser, which was a shield in Iron Man 1 is a real brief teaser.
Yeah.
And to be fair with you, in the first Thor film, there was an Infinity Gauntlet teaser for like a brief second, so.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I would say probably E for Iron Man 2. It's just, it's not great. It's kind of bad.
Lizzie, Iron Man 2, what do you think?
Hold on 1 second.
Oh, if you're gonna put him back, could you give me another Cocky Coke?
Yes.
Okay, but yeah, D or
I
E.
would say D or E.
I'm gonna say DE. Same thing as Thor. Like, it's not unwatchable, but it's not good.
Great.
Like, it's not. I don't know.
I think Avengers is going to be the one. I hope it's not the one we're split on, but I've got some
So-
opinions.
The first Avengers, also known as Avengers Assemble. So it reaffirms Loki as a villain, but not unredeemable. Sets up the Tesseract as the first Infinity Stone. Also introduces the second Infinity Stone, least we forget, the Mind Stone.
That's right.
Has obviously everyone come together. The first debut is Mark Ruffalo. Fully gives Hawkeye his props after being teased in Thor.
Yep.
A solid effort, well written, well directed, well acted.
It takes 2 hours to get to the fucking plot. Oh, I screwed up. I just dropped one, but it takes 2 hours to get to the damn plot. But
I mean, no, it gets pretty going. I mean, that opening scene with Loki raiding the shield base, it gets the fuck on with it. You know what I mean? It's bang, bang, bang.
it does.
Yeah.
I think it's a better film than Iron Man. I would watch it again because I think it's a good film.
I've actually watched this one by itself. Instead of watching Phase 1 films again, I've just watched the first Avengers again. I would actually put it in the A tier. Because you can watch it by itself without having to watch the past 4,
Yeah.
past 5, and it works. It holds up by itself.
I mean, honestly, like this is kind of like what Justice League was trying to do, and it just didn't work.
Yes, yeah, I think it belongs in the A tier. Avengers
So,
Assemble
yeah.
is, where'd you put it?
A tier.
A tier. Because you can watch it without having watched anything else, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
works. Like, everything else after that you had to have... You watch Age of Ultron without having watched, at least Winter Soldier and Thor the Dark World, you'd be like, what the hell is going on? You know? Devin,
So I guess I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just being quiet. I think it's okay in A tier. I feel like the movie drags just a little bit, but
Sponsored by
it's
Coca-Cola.
it's solidly okay. I think it's okay. I would say A B is fine. But where we've put it, aside from my minor gripes with the film, I think it's okay.
Yeah.
So
Well,
now
like
we
I
get
said, you can watch it by itself with no previous context to the other ones and immediately understand it. Like, it quite literally picks up where Captain America left off. Which you can't really fault that.
and you're right.
Now,
Oh boy.
Phase 2 started off with kind of a whimper.
Yeah.
And that'll be Iron Man 3. Which I will say had a really cool opening scene. With Tony and Rhodey at that restaurant, and everything just kind of breaks and his mind just goes. Or they've got that opening scene where it's like 1999. And like Tony Stark's being an asshole Tony Stark from the past. I'm like, it's a really good opening scene.
Oh yeah.
Too bad after
and
that
it really shows. Go ahead.
I was about to say, too bad after that it completely wastes the Mandarin, one of the best villains in the entire Marvel universe.
Yeah, it's like what were they trying to do with this Mandarin? It's just like they set up Ben Kingsley as the Mandarin, and it's just like not actually the Mandarin. And it's just like this is bad, And another thing is the fact that, like, okay, well, I'm going to destroy all my suits to prove my love to you, Pepper, and then like what 3 movies later in what
In Age of Ultron,
Avengers?
the suits are back, and there's no one questions it.
It's like, dude, what the actual hell? Like, are you? The ending of Iron Man 3 literally means nothing. It's just it's very frustrating. Like, I guess it's grand gesture, but it's pointless after the movie, after you see Age of Ultron.
Like, the point was that they were going to rest the character up a bit so the other characters could shine. Which, to be fair, they haven't made an Iron Man movie since, but at the same time, you're right, it made no friggin' sense. Like, they could have ended with them, I'm going to go to Hawaii for a bit, I need a vacation, and then just throw the shield communicator into the pool or something like that. It would have worked.
It would have.
But it was like, I don't know. Plus, they waste the Mandarin, they waste a lot of dumb stuff. I'm okay putting this one in E.
Me too.
Liz, Iron Man 3, E? Yeah.
E.
Like, the Iron Man films, I see how it worked with that first one, and the entire reason it carries is because of Robert Downey Jr. That's the only reason I watch these. But outside of, like, binging the whole universe, there's no reason to go back to it. It's not great.
here's my issue with Iron Man. He's better in films that are not Iron Man, like Avengers, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Civil War. He's better in those films, just on principle. He's a better character in crossover films.
Speaking of turds in the litter pan, Thor: The Dark World.
F.
Yeah.
It's here. I had a huge gripe with this film because it literally exists to bring Loki back and let him, like, skeeter around like the little asshole he is.
The only redeeming bit about it, in my opinion, well, even the Dark Elves were kind of forgettable. No one can you name the villain from Thor: The Dark World without googling it?
No,
I can't.
I can't. I really can't.
The only good thing it gave us was more of a human Thor and Loki, which, to be fair, Josh Whedon did not get right, because he based them off like his perceptions of religion from like a Christian viewpoint of gods and demons.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you read like the Norse lore, they're basically humans, just they're dicks.
Yeah.
Like, for crying out loud, one of the biggest things Loki used to do is tie his beard to a goat's scrotum. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's definitely in pretty much any mythology, you can't really make movies out of that because there's just like too much weird shit. Class War.
Right, so I've already done it.
So we swear all we want now because you broke the seal.
Yeah, but to be fair, I think the rule is the first 30 seconds, and after that you're in the clear.
What?
So,
Yeah.
Fuck.
Don't trigger it. Don't set it off. Don't set it off.
Okay.
Appease the algorithm. Okay,
Appease the YouTube gods.
Speaking of going from a one that's not very good to one that is very good, The Winter Soldier.
S tier, hands down. That is such a good film.
Winter Soldier was good.
Winter Soldier, you guys would put it in S tier?
Yes.
See, I would put it in A tier for one simple reason.
What's up?
Civil War's better.
Yeah, but
I think you have to draw the line somewhere.
No, you have to have Winter Soldier in order to have Civil War.
He's not wrong. Plus, the elevator fight scene is...
Oh, yeah. Before we get started, any of you boys want to get off now? Like, that was a great line. Like, he knew what was going to go down. I got to put it in S tier.
I'm going to agree with you. The first S tier ranking is Captain America, The Winter Soldier.
That and the scene where he jumps the building. Oh god, wait, which one was that? Was that Civil War? Or was that?
No, that's Winter Soldier, where he like jumps out of the Shield headquarters on the bike.
Yes.
That's
God.
so good.
God, so good. And then the scene on the helicarrier with Bucky. It's just all good. And also that little cameo from a character from Community, actually.
Yes.
That was good too.
Also, Doctor Strange name dropped, the first hint of Doctor Strange in the MCU, implying that he is alive and well and existing at this point.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So next,
Guardians of the Galaxy, which I think is going to... I think that's going to go to one place and one place only, right?
S tier.
S.
Yeah,
Liz never sees 3D movies in the theater. I get dragged to see that in 3D. I only have one gripe with it, which will bring it down to A tier for me.
What's that?
Fuck Howard the Duck. I hate that duck.
That's a tag. I don't feel like that's that bad.
I think it was.
He literally walked out of the
I walked
theater
out.
as soon as he saw it.
I walked out. Not even joking. I walked out. I was like, "You're on your fucking own for this."
Jesus. But no,
I
Guardians.
hate that duck. I always hate that duck.
Guardians 1 is a fantastic film.
Mm-hmm.
I could watch that all day. I have the soundtrack, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, the soundtrack is good.
We play it at work a lot.
Yeah.
You want to know what's great? At my job, we have the pinball machine that plays like scenes and the music while you're playing the pinball, and it's so much fun. And it's just like, man, it reminds me of how good Guardians of the Galaxy itself is. So honestly, I would have to put it like S tier. There's no other place I could put it.
Gotcha. Okay, up next, Ant-Man.
B.
B for Ant-Man. I think you're being generous. I'll put it in C.
Really?
So I like it.
I do
like
too.
it a lot, but it's very, very disconnected, and to really get a lot of the cameos and references they make, you have to at least see Winter Soldier. And on top of that, can you tell me the name of his two accomplices? That isn't Jose.
Oh, the other two?
Yeah.
You got me.
Dr. Pym is cool. Don't get me wrong. Dr. Pym is awesome.
Yeah.
Michael Douglas is awesome as Dr. Pym. Evangeline Lilly is Bay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say a solid C.
You know what? You called me out. I'm going to also have to say C, because as good as the film is, I enjoyed it. And I also got some laughs out of the scene with the tank, the Thomas the Tank Engine. That was hilarious.
That's phenomenal, yeah.
But I mean, you got me. I will agree with you there. I can put it in C and not feel bad. And that's what I would say.
All right, and then finally rounding out Phase 2. Oh shit. Finally rounding out Phase 2 is Avengers: Age of Ultron.
They really waste Quicksilver in that film, both literally and figuratively.
Quite literally, yeah. But we do get Scarlet Witch.
We do get Scarlet Witch, and we also get Vision, which is great. Those are two great characters.
Yes, and we do also get the hint towards their romance as well and how that starts.
Yeah. But as far as the film is, like, I don't remember too much of it. Like, the scene... No, I do like the scene where they're all trying to pick up Thor's hammer and, like...
yeah, that's the one everyone remembers, and that Cat makes it wiggle.
Yeah, Cat makes it wiggle, and Thor's face is like, what the fuck? You know?
Yeah.
That was a good scene. But as far as the plot goes and the film goes, it does set up some stuff for Civil War.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Civil War is basically Avengers 3. Let's just call it what it is.
It really is. So for what it sets up and what it does, I would have to say a solid B from me. But like, it's just, to me, Ultron's really forgettable as a villain, and
he was definitely a missed opportunity, and this was definitely Josh Whedon on the downside.
Yeah.
So some really cool scenes, like the Vision, the car chase when they're building Vision in the back of the truck is really cool. Mm-hmm. The argument between Cap and Steve already starting is really cool. It's not awful, it's not unwatchable, but I want to say D.
Oof. That's harsh.
I want to say D.
What say you, Liz?
I don't know. I'd say C. I liked it a little bit too much for it to be a D.
So it sounds like C would just be the consensus between your D, my B, and her C.
So, yeah,
so.
I think it belongs. It's not unwatchable. I mean, it's
no.
The end fight scene's kind of cool, but like,
yeah.
My issue with it is that like, it just feels a little bit like too many loose ends. Like, it's very much a a middle movie where it's just like you have to watch a lot before and you have to go and see what happens afterwards. Like, it's not a movie that stands up on its own whatsoever.
Yeah. I mean, there are good middle movies,
but it doesn't stand up on its own.
It's kind of funny because middle movies traditionally are the best ones because they can do whatever it is they want to do. I mean, Empire Strikes Back being an amazing example of this. The Two Towers being an amazing example of this. The Last Jedi being a terrible example of this. We'll talk about that some other time. We'll worry about that closer to
be fair with the films you did mention, though, as far as Empire, that's a middle film out of 3 films. This is a middle film out of what? Like, we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean,
we got to think at that point as well. We'd had 1, 2, 3 Infinity Stones show up. 4.
That's true.
4 if you count Guardians, actually. 4 out of 5 Infinity Stones have shown up.
So we're getting close to the end.
No, hang on. No, 1, 2, 3 Infinity Stones have shown up. The Time Stone doesn't show up till Doctor Strange.
Right, and the Soul Stone doesn't show up till Infinity War.
Yeah. But yeah, speaking of Doctor Strange in Phase 3,
Yo, that's a good ass movie. I would say A.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. Thoroughly enjoyed Bellatrix Kumquat as Doctor Strange himself.
I like Mads Mikkelsen too.
That said, I'm gonna say B for one simple reason.
What's that?
His American accent is awful. That said, to me, I'm kidding. I think it's solid A, actually. It's actually quite
definitely.
good.
I think it's an A.
They do depression and loss quite well in that film.
Benadryl Kumquat is...
Benadryl Kumquat.
I don't know what it is about him, but I don't really like him, and I'm not sure why. I couldn't tell you why I don't like him, but he makes me uncomfortable to watch him. but I liked that movie, and I liked him in it, and it made me like him a bit more.
Yeah.
That said,
So
you take him outside, and I kind of look at him and I go, somebody messed with the sin scalers, like the tree scalers and the sins a little bit too much with you.
So, but... as far as Bendy Dick comes and snatches is as an actor, I think he's good in this film. I don't really care for some of the other stuff he's in, but I like him. I like him in this film. It's a solid A, and I also love the end scene with Thor
and Loki.
Dormammu. With Dormammu.
Oh yeah,
like
Dormammu, I'll come to bargain.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That scene was great.
So solid A for Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange goes into
it
the A.
It was good enough to make me tolerate looking at his weird ass face.
Alright, now here's going to be a controversial one. Guardians Volume Deuce.
Oh, I like it. I know a lot of people have issues with it because they think Star-Lord's an unlikable dick in it, and I get why. It's because he's not listening to reason, like he's not listening to Gamora, he's not listening to any of the other Guardians, but this is his only family that he's lost since he's left Earth, and I get why he's acting the way he acts, but my big issue with the film is the fact that the Ego could have got what he wanted if he just hadn't fucking said that he gave his mom brain cancer.
Oh yeah,
like, that pissed me off so much. So for all the flaws the film has, I gotta say solid C from me.
It's not awful. His soundtrack's pretty good. Teenage Groot is pretty good. The James Gunn humor carries over flawlessly.
And the scene with Yondu at the end, the Mary Poppins scene and the scene where he dies.
Yes.
And the giant Pac-Man. Actually, you know what? Solid B. I give it a B. It's not a bad film. It's just it's got problems that some I can forgive, and then some I really can't.
I'm gonna say a C. Liz saw it at the same time I did on Netflix. I mean, it was kind of cool, but I don't know. Liz, what do you think?
Yeah, I'd give it a C.
It's not bad. It's just not.
It's just not as good as the first one.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, is a high top.
Yeah, I mean, Guardians 1 is just such a good film. It stands on its own. It's great. So,
I mean, needed more Thanos teaser.
Yeah.
Speaking of Thanos teaser.
A lot of wasted potential.
Speaking of Thanos teaser and setting up for the Endgame, Civil War
is so good.
S-tier.
Because
no arguments.
We get Black Panther, we get fucking Spider-Man, we get just this huge fight. Dude, you know how long I was waiting for Spider-Man to be in the fucking like MCU? Like forever. Okay? I love Spider-Man.
Like, you can watch it without having watched anything previously and understand it. Yeah.
Exactly.
You could literally show someone nothing without seeing anything at Phase 3 showing that and be like, oh, cool.
And the villain is good too.
Yes, fucking the Count. Oh god, the Count.
I forgot his name, so he's not that good. But his motivation is good. Like, I get why he did the things he did, and the big reveal at the end where Crossbones. No, that's like at the beginning, isn't it?
Crossbones is the first one. It's Baron Zemo. Thank you.
Yeah, Baron Zemo. That's right. But it's like the very beginning, at the end. I meant where the reason they got to that fight at the end.
Oh yeah,
like, that's a great fight. That was such a good scene.
I'm wondering with Zemo actually how they're going to handle that, in a post Endgame world.
I don't know,
because he's still technically a lot. I know what I want for the next big villain if they do another one like this, which I don't think they will. I think they're just going to wrap this up after Phase 4 and be like, we're done for a while.
Yep.
Unless they let Star Wars it into the ground.
So Civil War though,
yeah.
S.
I love how we just even argue with that one. We're just like, this is going in the S tier. So next up we have Spider-Man: Homecoming.
I'm biased. I love Spider-Man, but I'm not gonna put it in S tier for one reason. I don't like the fact that they're trying to make this Peter Parker, this Spider-Man, Tony Stark Jr. He's always been so good on his own. He's always been such a great hero. The whole, great power, great responsibility. He understands all that. I don't like how they're making this Peter Parker just Tony Stark Jr.
Yeah.
I do like the reference to Uncle Aaron and Miles, but I don't like that. So I have to say, without being super biased, B.
I think B's fair, actually. I like it. There's a lot of really good scenes. I like Michael Keaton in it as Falcon. Not Falcon, sorry. Wow.
Vulture.
It's Vulture, thank you.
Well, Spider-Man's got such a huge rogues gallery. I mean, you've got Vulture, you've got... the Sinister Six, Vulture, Shocker, Rhino, Scorpion, Doc Ock. And there's just so many villains that you could get for Spider-Man. We only got a couple, but they work.
Yeah. But so the big thing I'm hoping for in, like... I know we're getting Mysterio for Far From Home. I'm quietly hoping if they carry on the Spider-Man series... The big thing I'm really, really hoping for is a really well done, not necessarily a Venom, but a really well done Lizard.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to see Venom done in the MCU. I mean, I get the feeling Sony's going to quietly introduce the Eddie Brock, Tom Hardy Venom into the MCU, just because, I mean, it'd be too good not to. The film
I loved Venom. I loved Venom. That was a good film.
The film wasn't great, but at the same time, you could easily bring him over, because if he could carry it by himself. Plus, it's the Spider-Verse, they're calling it, which is in the same universe as Spider-Man Homecoming, but not the MCU, which makes no sense because Iron Man is in Homecoming!
Well, there's another thing that I saw. I just saw this recently. The song "Sunflower" is in the movie for, or is in the soundtrack for, oh god, what Spider-Man? The next Spider-Man film, Far From Home.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are they gonna introduce Miles? Are we gonna see something from Spider-Verse? Like, because the Spider-Verse Twitter said something about "see you in another universe," and I'm just like, what's going on? What is happening?
That'd be kind of cool.
What's happening in this film?
Over. Yeah.
So
I would say a B tier though for Homecoming. It's good. It's just I think the thing that carries it for me is that reveal at the end. Vulture is the dad of the girl he likes. Oh, that's so good. Oh, yeah. That's so good.
Oh yeah.
That's just perfect. The look on his face is just brilliant. Tom Holland is just like, oh shit, this guy.
It was really good. It was really good.
So up next, Black Panther.
Ooh, solid A from me. I enjoyed that film.
Black Panther, Liz, what do you think before I get into it?
It was really, really good.
See, I like it. I have a major bone to pick with it though.
What is it?
So, now, you're gonna all look at me and say either I'm right or I'm a dick.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it retelling Iron Man 1's story? Think about it. It's got the same problem as a lot of Phase 1 Marvel films do, where the villain is basically just an evil version of the good guy, right down to the very similar set of powers. But in this case, he's quite literally got the same suit. They both have a birthright claim to the throne, they both obviously have a claim to Wakanda, and they both have vibranium cat suits.
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally, you couldn't just do the whole he's good, he's bad thing, but they have the same powers.
That's the Marvel formula, though.
Well, here's the thing,
However, the big thing I also don't like it for is it wastes Killmonger. They have this villain who is so close to making a really good point and so close to being that Magneto level of likable but hateable. But to counteract that, because it's Disney and they have to go, we're going to kill this guy anyway, so, crap. They just have him do something really evil, like strangle grandma. They have him do something really evil, like, kill a bunch of people. They have him do something really evil, like shoot his girlfriend in the face. You know what I mean? It's just like, come on! He gets this close to making a good point so many times and then just completely has to do something evil to counteract it.
I think he was a good villain. I enjoyed him as a villain, and I think that he had a good point because I liked how he felt, because he grew up away from Wakanda.
Yes.
And he missed out on being a Wakandan and all the things that Wakanda had to offer.
Yes.
And he wanted to give those things to the other African Americans, the other people of his race that suffering. He felt like he could help them if Wakanda would help, and Wakanda wasn't helping. And I get why he did that. So for me, I feel like Killmonger was a good villain. Now they do waste him.
Well, they wasted. Like, if they jailed him so we could bring him back, that'd be great. But and then the weird White Wolf teaser, and I'm like, you're missing the point of White Wolf in the comics by making it Bucky. It just
For me, I give it a solid A because I thoroughly enjoyed the film, but I can understand why it could be lower. But I just liked it too much. I really enjoyed Black Panther a lot more than I thought I was going to.
I want to say C myself. I mean, Liz,
I don't know. I'd say A.
split the difference and call it a B.
Sounds good.
I love how we're like slightly in agreement on this one. Like, yeah, screw it. None of us are getting what we want, but at least it's not like F.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's just like it just does so much.
It just has its own problems.
Yeah. All right. Now this next one should be a bit of an easier argument, though. Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok.
S. I don't know why I was saying A. S.
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 Yeah. S. I think. Do we even have to explain why that's S tier?
It's a good film, Adam.
I have 2 words as to why that's S tier. Would you like my 2 words?
Go for it.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yes.
Would you like 2 more words as to why it's S tier?
I love the
Jeff
scene.
Goldblum.
I love the scene where he's like, well, you know what? It's been a great takeover, and you can't have an overthrow a ruler without the ruler, so let's give a hand to me. And I was just like, really, dude? You're at this point, you're gonna get murdered. You're just like, hey, clap for me. I'm just like, what the fuck is your problem?
My favorite freaking bit from that though is just has this ship got any weapons? No, this is the party boat. The overseer uses this for orgies. Oh, nobody touch anything. Just like that.
Oh god. And the snake scene, the scene where he's talking about the Loki turning into a snake and stabbing him. And he's
Oh
like,
my god, yeah.
He goes, I love snakes, so I picked up to admire him. He goes, oh, it's me, and he stabbed me. We were 8 at the time. Like, that was such a good one. That was such a good line in the scene. Like, and the help me one, so good.
Oh my god. The only issue I really have with it is that Kate Blanchett is not great. She takes it a bit too seriously. Where everything else around her is kind of very tongue-in-cheek, but
I don't even think she takes it that seriously. Like the part where she's like saying who she is and like I'm hell. They go to fight her. She's like, did you even listen to anything I just said? Like I loved that scene. So, but you know what? It deserves its place. Solid S.
Straight up an S tier, just because every time Thor threw something at Loki, I lost it. Just making sure he's actually there, guys. Just lob something at him.
Oh, and the scene where he was pretending to be Odin, and he's just like, "Hello, father." Oh shit.
All right, next
Like,
one
that
is
was
one
good.
that I've only skimmed through, and I know you haven't seen it. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I haven't seen it either.
I right here because I don't want to say too much without spoiling it for you two, but it belongs about there.
Okay.
It's not awful.
I'll take
It's
your word for it.
It's watchable. The end seems the best thing to watch. Next up is the Big Daddy,
Oh god, Infinity War.
Infinity War.
This is a toughie.
About it.
Liz doesn't want to talk about Infinity War. It's been a year. She has seen Endgame, and Liz is still hurt.
That last scene with Peter and the scene with Gamora, they still get me.
It's the Gamora scene that gets Liz.
Yeah. Oh god.
What did it cost?
Everything. God. And it just though shows how not like it's weird, but how human Thanos is, I guess.
Oh yeah.
It's a really good scene because he's mourning Gamora, like he realizes to do. He feels like what he's doing is going to save the universe. Like, you know, he's doing this for everyone's own good.
You cannot fault his conviction. Like, it's amazing. It's just like, whoa.
And everyone who was like blaming Peter Quill for like, well, he's the reason everyone got snapped. That wouldn't have happened and not for him. It's like, okay, let's have
a lot
the
of people
person
you can blame for the snap happening. Actually, you can blame Cap for refusing to compromise on leaving people behind. You can blame Thor for not going for the head. You can blame Tony for being a jackass and running straight to Titan and literally bringing the stones to Thanos. You can blame... Obviously, you can blame Quill for smacking Thanos in the face, but there's so many people you can blame. Like, not one person is to blame.
It's just a set of events that transpired that way. It's like, here's the thing, and I can forgive Peter for why he punched him, because, like, here's the thing. If the person you love was killed, and that person who killed her is right there in front of you...
You would punch him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would do more than punch the guy, but yeah, no, I do not blame Quill for anything he did, and the
Yes.
fight scenes were fantastic. The war at Wakanda was fantastic.
Yeah.
Thor coming in with the fucking axe was fantastic. I gotta give it. I have to give it an S. Like, I didn't want to go in here giving it an S, but thinking about the film,
Yeah,
I think it's good.
It gets the S. It gets an S.
I guess we're all agreed.
Jesus Christ.
It's in it. Okay, so I have
It's in a league of its own.
I have a tier of movies
Mm.
that I consider good movies, but you never are gonna watch them again.
Oh yeah.
Infinity War is in that tier, like Schindler's List, Green Mile.
That's how serious she takes us.
I kind of like jokingly call it like my superhero Green Mile. I'm not watching it again.
I've watched it like twice.
I don't blame you.
I'll get that in a minute.
I haven't watched Infinity War since it came out. I watched it in theaters. I haven't watched it since, and I know it's on Netflix. I can watch it anytime I want to. But that film is just, there's so much emotion in that film. I don't know if I could take it again. Oof, I cried at the end of that film, and I don't know how I'm going to handle Endgame this week. Like, oh Jesus, I don't know how I'm going to handle that.
It hit me like a friggin' truck too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I can't. I left
so
like a piece.
glad, we were in an empty theater.
Yeah.
When we saw Infinity War, and I just cried at the end.
Hmm.
Like, I was holding it back, and I just let it go. And it was an empty theater. It was just me and Adam, so it wasn't a big deal, but...
It was rough. It was a rough watch. I guess then that leads us neatly into a small break from the Thanos action. Captain Marvel.
Didn't watch it.
I skimmed it. I did skim it on the internet before.
I heard Brie Larson is nothing. I'm not going to trash on her acting skill, but I've heard some things about Brie Larson that I don't want to repeat in this video.
I think there was a lot of, you could tell the film was rushed a little bit to get it out, and I think it was meant to be out before Infinity War. And you could tell they should have done a few more takes of a few things, and they didn't because they had to get it done. She's pretty wooden at points. I mean, having a very optimistic Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson is great. I mean, Goose is okay. I mean, the cat's kind of what you watch it for, if I'm honest with you.
Right.
But the problem is, it retreads old ground. It's literally going over the Tesseract again. It's going over freaking the villain from Ronan from friggin' Guardians 1, which, spoiler alert, he dies in Guardians 1. Nobody gives a shit
about Ronan.
I mean, she is very overpowered, more so than she actually is in the comics, and frankly, I don't really like her that much in the MCU, because she's basically replacing for Adam Warlock, who was teased not once, not twice, but 3 times in previous films, so it's hard for me to really kind of care.
I'm just waiting for Rogue to show up and give her the suck, you know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not a bad film, it's just, it was way too little, way too late. I mean, they did it in Phase 1.
It would have been better.
Yeah, and then there's kind of teased her existence throughout, would have been better.
It's something that should have been a Phase 1 movie, I think.
Yeah, and had her pop in here and there throughout the things, and then teasing the Avengers. That'd be kind of cool. But
if it had been before probably Civil War, sometime between Civil War and Infinity War,
yes,
it probably would have stuck out better as a film.
Yeah, I want to put it in like CD. It's not awful. It's just not great, and it's not like S tier or A tier. It's definitely not B tier. I'll put it in the C or the D, somewhere in the middle.
I haven't seen the film, so I can't really put it on the film merit, actor merit. So I'll just be impartial to this one. I'll agree with your judgment.
I mean, she literally causes a genocide for half the film, so yeah. Then it's never mentioned again. All right, and then finally, Endgame.
I haven't seen it yet. I will see it next week, but I've heard nothing but good things about it. My friend Xander had some issues with the film. He didn't like it, and a lot of people say he was saying that there were some plot threads that weren't that great, or there's some Like, it was just a lot of fan service they didn't like. So
there's definitely a few plot threads which need to be wrapped up, which are already kind of teased in the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer. Particularly one big one, which I'm not going to get into because this is a mostly spoiler-free stream. Obviously, there's a couple of huge events going on. Is it a good film? 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Is it as good as Infinity War?
Ooh.
That's the hard question. Now, the first 30 minutes has some pacing issues. It kind of feels like you've been dropped in the middle of somebody else's conversation. Then you realise this was literally shot back-to-back with Infinity War, and they're meant to be consumed together, stapled together as one big go. Is it a good film? 100 freaking percent. Is it one of the best in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? 100 freaking percent. Is it literally what we've been waiting for 11 years, what all of this shit has been building up to? 110%. But Infinity War will always be better, because Infinity War got to do whatever the shit it wanted to do without the constraints of anything coming after it and anything coming before it. Because we already knew how it was going to end. It had to end this way.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, how are we going to get there? And that's where Infinity War got to really have fun.
That said,
yeah,
there is something to be said about being a satisfying conclusion to all of this.
Yeah, it was like
you
could literally never watch another Marvel film again and be happy. You'd be good.
It's hard to say. I feel like you need to put it in S, because being a conclusion to all of this.
Oh yeah, and capping off in a very satisfying manner.
Yeah, like.
That I don't know about yet.
There's something to be said about that.
I mean, it's. I
It's
do have
good.
one big issue with it, though.
If it's a spoiler, I can cover my ears.
It is a spoiler. And I'm
Okay.
going to word it in a way that you don't have to cover your ears.
Okay.
So there, at one point in the film, there are some very clearly established rules by a major character from the MCU about how a certain plot element works. It's very clearly laid out, and it's very clearly stated, and everything is nailed down. Yet they are seen to break this not once but twice, and it's never acknowledged. Now, it is acknowledged in the Far From Home trailer. It's 100% acknowledged there. But it's not acknowledged in its own film, and where it really should be causing more issues than it isn't causing issues at all. Now, in Far From Home, it is 100% mentioned, and it is obviously stated, but...
yeah, I will say that there are definitely plot holes.
Yeah. Which I think
Far From Home is going to...
I think Far From Home is going to take care of, because it does mention multiple universes in that, and I think, I genuinely am starting to believe more and more and more the more I think about it. The next big bad after Thanos, if they want to do all this again, so almost think it's going to be Kang. It's not going to be Kang. Fuck Kang. Who the hell is Kang? Get the fuck out of here. It's going to be Doctor Doom.
It's got to be Doom.
It's going to be Doom and Galactus, particularly Doom.
Because aren't they? Didn't they say something about Silver Surfer in the next phase?
Yes, because obviously they can pull him in now. Let's say they have the rights from Fox. They can do that.
I've heard a lot of talk about Silver Surfer, so I'm excited about that.
Who do you cast as Doom?
Oh, good. That's a great question. I don't know.
Really good thoughts of that, actually. I think I cast Javier Bardem. If anyone wondering who he is, go watch No Country for Old Men and thank me later.
Oh wait, is that oh, the villain in that one?
I think it was actually the good guy, but yeah, he's in No Country for Old Men.
Javier Bardem?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's the he's the bad guy. Sorry, he's the bad guy. Sorry.
Oh Jesus,
it's
he would be a fantastic Doctor Doom.
Yeah, I mean, just look at him and just see the anger.
Mm-hmm. But here's the thing, though. You don't Doom wears a mask all the time.
Well, you don't need the mask. You need the eyes.
Yeah, I think he could radiate that with his eyes. So, oof, that would be a good one. But back on topic.
Yes.
This is the last film. So where would you two put Endgame?
Between S and A. She's right. It does belong in the S tier, but Infinity War is better.
So between S and A?
Between S and A. Isn't that for a second there? The stream is coming back online momentarily. Do we still have a stream? I'm waiting for it to get a confirmation from YouTube. I'm not sure what happened there, but I heard a thud.
It says stream offline currently.
Yeah, I heard a thud. I'm just waiting for it to come back. My guess is... Can you check on the cat downstairs? I'm going to quickly wait for it to pop back up. Technical difficulties.
Don't you just love it when everything goes wrong at the end? Much like the Endgame problems you were having?
I think the cat killed...
No, I'm not gonna do anything.
That pussy killed the internet.
Okay. Okay. Oh. Still says we are offline. Let me start something. Okay.
Hope this doesn't screw with the final result.
I doubt it. Okay, waiting for it to come back.
I'm a patient man.
Oh my god, what happened?
Thanos was like, nope. Bless you.
Oh, come on. Offline. Why is it still saying offline? OBS is saying we're online, by the way.
Okay, well.
Okay, hopefully that fixed it. Hopefully that brings us back. We had 5 viewers, we lost 3 of them. We're down to 1 viewer.
Rip.
That one viewer is me.
Okay, but it looks like we are back online.
Cool.
Okay,
so anyway,
so that we had a little bit of a technical difficulty, and the whole thing shit the bed. So I guess that leaves us to put Endgame where it belongs, which is gonna be
SA.
SA. I think, is that fair to say? SA.
Yep.
Seems fair to me.
S.
That's right with it.
SA.
And you know what? I'm probably gonna agree with you after it next week.
I think
so, but
pretty definitive tier list looking at it. Like, I can't really fault it.
I agree. It's a very good tier list. You know what's so weird is when you're looking at this tier list, you see like the 2 Thor movies near the very bottom and 2 Iron Mans near the very bottom, but then you've got like Thor Ragnarok up at the very top, and then like a couple of films where Tony Stark is like a big main player.
Oh yeah. What surprises me is you look, the more towards the top you get the more Captain America films. Like, the lowest ranked Captain America film is B.
Right.
Like,
which is weird.
Impressive.
I don't even like Captain America that much. I find him kind of boring, but like I've been reading this new Spider-Man comic run. It's Miles Morales Spider-Man, and they actually made him kind of funny because it just shows that he's still an old man.
Yeah.
Because Tony Stark gave him a phone with apps that help him trace stuff, and he could scan something onto his phone, and it will find a similar substance in Tony Stark's lab. He was trying to activate. He's like, I don't know how to use this phone. All these apps are complicated. And Miles goes, here, Cap, I get how frustrating these phones can be these kind of days. And he does it for him. I'm like, okay, that's kind of funny.
So basically, Cap's the guy who goes to Best Buy and lives at Geek Squad.
Pretty much. And there's also a couple of good lines between Cap and Spider-Man where he's talking to Spider-Man, Miles, and he's like, what would you do? And was like, what do you think we should do? And then he's like, Captain America just asked me what we should do. What the hell? But Captain America's like, when I was a kid, in World War II facing down Nazi gunmen, you know what I was thinking? I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I need to get in there and get it done. And I was like, that's a good line. That's a very good line. So, and it just goes to show Cap can be a good character. So, it doesn't surprise me his films are rated so high.
I think we've got the Avengers at A rank. I mean, just because it's quite good. I'm just kind of looking. I'm surprised there's only one F rank because obviously the Ed Norton Hulk we put straight into E.
Yeah,
it's better than the Dark World. That says a lot.
I would rather watch that Hulk movie than have to watch Thor Ragnarok again.
Thor and Iron Man both sharing E and D. Iron Man 2, sorry. And then Iron Man 3 straight into E tier. Straight in the trash it goes.
just bad. It's just not a great film.
Captain Marvel CDT, it's not awful. I mean, she's a bit wooden, and to be fair with you, not a spoiler, but an Endgame note, she's also not great in Endgame either.
Yeah, it's like they hype her up to be this big thing, and I hear that she doesn't really do that much in Endgame.
The reason the Captain Marvel film came out was to justify her even being there. And truth be told, you could have Spider-Maned it in Civil War and not done Captain Marvel until after Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
You could have literally had her just have her own film after Endgame, and it would have been fine to set up the next phase.
Yeah,
Still
well,
set up
aren't
the
they
90s and still set up, but have it next phase. Would actually probably make more sense the more I think about it. Actually,
well, aren't they trying to make her the face of the MCU? Man, like they were, like I heard they were going to Spider-Man, but they chose to do Captain Marvel. And I'm like, why? Like, you should go with Spider-Man. He's got more brand appeal. People know him.
Well, I think I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to create like a leading female, which they haven't really got. Like all of these, obviously, are male leading, but I get what they're trying to do. There are better characters to do it with, if I'm honest with you, unpopular opinion. And there's also definitely, definitely a market for characters that aren't horrendously overpowered for the sake of, having her be more powerful than Thor. Like, what happened to Lady Sif? Where the hell is Lady Sif?
Oh?
Seriously, like, after Thor Ragnarok, she's not in Ragnarok, but where the hell is she? Oh, spoiler alert, Sif doesn't show up in Endgame. Where the hell is Sif?
She doesn't?
No.
That's crazy.
The Valkyrie...
she's alive.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Just where
But anyway, I think this is a good list. This is a very good tier list, and I think if you had to recommend anybody, those between B and S are probably some of the best films to watch.
I mean, I'd still say watch The Dark World. Just get it out of the way. There's a couple of neat moments, but I don't know.
I honestly think it exists just to bring Loki back. That's literally the only reason it's there.
It also exists for the girl with the tig old bitties.
That's
and just like that, yellow dollar signs. Someone's gonna clip that, and it's gonna be me talking about how much I like boobs.
But anyway, I feel like
I'm gonna get kotaku'd.
I'm happy with this list. I feel good. I feel better about this list than we did with the fast food list, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, of all these films, I don't own any of them because I actually haven't bought. The last film I actually went out and bought was Spider-Verse, and that's actually better than all of these films. I'm sorry, fight me.
Damn, fine words.
Yeah, but like, if I had to buy any of the films on this list, definitely B through S would be on there. Like, I literally bought my sister the entire Captain America collection so she could own them because they're damn good films.
I think when they do release that box set, the Infinity Saga box set, I will be picking up.
I might have to.
Just so I can have all of them. I mean, I already own Guardians of the Galaxy 1, and I own Ultron, and I own, I think, one or two others on DVD.
My sister owns all of these. Like, she collects DVDs. Like, that's... Like, some people collect Amiibos, some people collect stamps. She collects DVDs. Like, she will just go out and buy movies. I'm like, okay.
My obnoxious video game collection and go, yeah, collecting.
Yeah.
Speaking of collecting, we see me Too Many Games next month. Say hi.
And speaking of collecting, if you see me at any con ever, please pay attention to me. I need love.
Actually, if the one dude who recognized me a few years ago sees me and never wants that picture, he can have it. He was so like, "Oh my god, I know you! Hi!" Gave a fist bump, and then he just stared at me awkwardly for 30 seconds, and I'm like, I feel like a nice guy. I don't think I was expecting like.
When are we getting a technical cake mix?
Because at the time I must have had like 150, like 200 subs. It was so funny.
Right.
And I'm just like, hi. Now on the board of, to be fair, I'm not exactly a big YouTuber. I've got like 600 now. That's
still more than you had.
Yeah, true. I mean, working on it.
Waiting for that technical cake mix stream, or not stream. Oh god, panel.
yeah. Let's hit a few thousand first, then we'll talk about that.
Right.
If anyone's gonna be running panels anytime soon, it should be Red Bar. Shout out to Kennedy. But yeah, I think at that point, I think I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna put the thing on the Facebook page as well as the Twitter, and then you can all fight me and argue about it.
Do it. I'm down to argue even more because I helped make this list and I feel it's definitive.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty darn solid. I mean, I can't fault it. I can't fault it. All right, and on that note,
you said that you can't fault it numerous times. It's time to wrap this up. Sorry, camera lady spinning facts.
Okay, bye.
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 Ah!